Hello there, I'm Mike Palmer, and today I'm going to show you how to prune Hydrangea paniculata. It's the middle of February, so we're on the tail end of winter and we're just beginning to move into spring. So because these hydrangeas flower on wood made this year, now's a good time to actually cut back to a framework to actually encourage new growth upon which the new flowers for this season will grow. So this is the hydrangea, panicular hydrangea, that I'm going to cut back, and as it stands this is currently about 1 metre high, and I'm going to take it down by about 1/3 to 1/2 and create a framework. As always with any sort of pruning, the 3 Ds are really important. Prune out any dead wood, any diseased wood, or anything that is dying, and also there's a C in there as well, DDDC, any crossing branches which will rub and could possibly be a point of infection. So you'll see here there are a number of quite sturdy stems, and I'm going to keep those sturdy ones, but I'm going to come up higher up the shrub and cut back some of the side growth. So on here I'm going to cut across this level here into about here, and I will work my way around the shrub and take out the side stems. You will also see there is this sturdy new growth in the middle of the plant here, and it's good every 3 or 4 years to maybe take out one of these older stems to encourage new growth at the base. This plant though is quite a young plant, so I'm not going to be cutting any of these mature stems out of the plant at the moment. So an angled cut, so you can see there's where the bud will grow away from there, and I've cut at an angle so any rainwater just washes off the back and doesn't actually seep into the bud, which could potentially rot it. So I'm going to take out some of these smaller insignificant growths here. I'm actually going to go back and cut those back quite hard. There's another one here, it's quite wispy, it's not actually going to come to anything, so just cut it back so there's a slight spur there. And then here you'll see there's another branch here which is actually crossing, it's actually rubbing this stem here, so I'm going to take that out very low. And this strong new stem here, I'm going to take that back by about 1/2, so again just above a leaf bud, and cut that out. So here's the pruned Hydrangea paniculata, and what I've tried to do is have a strong structure of stems from which new growth can come away later in the season. I've taken out any wispy growth, I've taken out the dead, diseased, dying or crossing wood. The one piece of advice I'll give you is, I know when I have watched videos about pruning shrubs, it's very difficult to then work out what you do when you go back to your own shrub in your own garden. Pruning is an art, it's not a science. There are no real rights or wrongs. There's some basic principles to consider, like the dead, diseased, dying and crossing wood. But with this particular hydrangea, you can cut it down quite hard. You probably won't do any damage, so don't get too hung up about where you're cutting if you're doing it right. The best thing to do is bear in mind the principles, cut it back to a level that you think is right. You can cut it down very hard or you can cut it up higher. Obviously the higher you cut it, the higher the flowers will grow, so think whereabouts do you want the flowers. And it's just trial and error. Give it a go, you won't do any damage at all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.